you can make a difference in your own way. And it doesn't matter how big or small your actions are. I think what matters is that you're taking a step towards a better and brighter future. And who knows, your innovative idea could be the next viral campaign or work of art that sparks a national conversation about an important issue. This episode is brought to you by my book, Speak From Within. Learn how you can engage, inspire, and motivate any audience. You can also download my 4 simple tips to make starting any conversation a breeze at the link in the show notes. Hello and welcome to the Creative Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Isolde Trachtenberg. Whether you're writing the first sentence of a book or solving the climate crisis, to get people's attention, you need to tell your story creatively. On the show, I interview peak performers who are coming up with those creative stories and solutions. Through creativity, compassion, and collaboration, they're changing the world. I also bring you ideas and techniques to unlock your potential to do the same. And now, let's get to the show. Hello, and welcome to the Creative Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Isolde Trachtenberg. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I want to talk about innovating for impact, how creativity and communication can drive social change. So here we go. I'm going to start with a few assumptions, right? I'm going to start with the fact that we know the world needs to change and that we know that we want to be a part of making it happen, right? Let's say you also believe that creativity and communication are key to driving social change, but you're not sure where to start, right? That's where innovating for impact comes in. Because let's face it, right? The world is far from perfect, and we know that. And we're seeing injustice, inequality, environmental degradation. It kind of overwhelms you, and it's easy to feel like there's nothing you can do to make a real difference. But I'm betting you know better than that. You know that change is possible and that your creativity and communication skills can help drive that change. I think the issue we have is, how do you even start? Where do you begin? And I think that's where innovating for impact actually comes in. It's a sort of a mindset. It's a way of thinking about social change that emphasizes the importance of creativity and communication. And it means looking at problems in new and different ways and using those skills and talents that you already have to come up with innovative solutions. This podcast used to be called The Innovative Mindset, and before that it was called The Creative Mindset. Now it's Creative Solutions because it's really about coming up with the solutions that we need to come up with in order to save the world. That's how it is. So it's about recognizing the power of our individual voices and using that power to inspire and engage others to make change as well. The question then becomes, what does it actually look like in practice, right? What does innovating for impact, making those creative solutions happen, look like in the real world? It might mean starting a grassroots movement to address a local issue or developing new technology that can solve a big or a small problem. It might also mean creating inspiring and engaging social media campaigns to raise awareness about causes that you're passionate about, that you love, or perhaps organizing community events that will bring people together to take action. I'm going to shout out to my friend Stuart Mitchell, who is constantly organizing community events of vegans to bring awareness to the plight of animals in labs or being used for food, things like that. And he is tireless, and he's amazing at doing it. I think in the end, though, those possibilities are endless. And the key is to remember that you don't have to do it alone, right? You can organize others to help. And I think that innovating for impact is all about collaboration. It's about finding people who are like-minded, who share your passion for social change and for working together to make that difference. And you can build relationships, share ideas, you can support each other as you navigate those ups and downs of trying to create real change in the world. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or uncertain about how to make a difference, remember that innovating for that kind of impact becomes a powerful tool in your toolbox. You can use your creativity, you can use your communication skills to innovate, and then you can become part of a movement that's really changing the world for the better. So doing that means thinking outside the box and taking risks in order to create and make real, lasting change. It means using your creativity and communication skills to reach people in new and meaningful ways, and further, to inspire them to action. And innovation can be a scary word because it brings up images of like tech giants in Silicon Valley or brilliant inventors in white lab coats. But the truth is, innovating is something that everyone can do, and it doesn't matter what your background or your skill set are. Innovating for impact is all about breaking free from the status quo and taking some of those risks. It's about being bold, trying new things, exploring uncharted territories and horizons. And I don't think you have to be a genius to innovate in this way, but you do have to be willing to think outside the box and take a leap of faith. When you innovate for impact, you're not just doing something different for the sake of being different. You're using your creativity and communication skills to create something that really is going to resonate with people. You're going to find new and meaningful ways to connect with other people, and you're going to inspire them to take action. Maybe you're a graphic designer who creates incredibly visually powerful images that spark conversations about social justice. Maybe you're a community organizer who uses storytelling to build bridges between people from different backgrounds. Or you might be a scientist who develops sustainable technologies that help reduce our impact on the environment and help save the planet as a whole. Whatever your unique talents and interests or skills might be, innovating for impact means using them in a way that creates real change in the world. It means you're going to take risks, but it also means you have to be intentional and thoughtful about the impact, about the change you want to make. At the end of the day, innovating for impact is about more than just creating something new. It's about using your creativity and communication skills to make that real difference. So go ahead, take that leap of faith, try something new, and see where your innovations take you. Who knows? You might just end up changing the world for the better. But let's delve a little deeper. How can creativity drive social change? When you're creative, you're able to see problems from different angles and come up with innovative solutions. Whether it's developing those new technologies or designing engaging campaigns, creativity can help you find new ways to approach those old problems. Creativity is a superpower when it comes to driving social change. It's like having a magic wand that allows you to see problems in a new light and come up with solutions that nobody else has thought of before. It's the difference between taking the same old approach to an issue and finding a fresh, innovative way to address it. Let's say, for example, that you're concerned about climate change, one of my big issues. You could take a traditional approach and try and get people to reduce their carbon footprint by driving less or using energy-efficient appliances. But what if you approached the problem with creativity in mind? What if you developed a new technology that allowed people to generate their own clean energy? Or what if you created an engaging social media campaign that inspired people to take small, achievable actions every day to reduce their impact on the environment? See, the possibilities, I think, are endless. And that's the beauty of creativity. It allows you to think sort of beyond the obvious and find solutions that are truly innovative and truly effective. But creativity is more than just about coming up with new ideas, right? It's also about taking risks and embracing failure. When you're trying something new, there's always the risk that it's not going to work. And failure is not the end of the world. In fact, it's often a crucial step on the road to success. Thomas Edison, I think it was, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." And that's the kind of mindset that innovators need to have. And that's where creativity and social change intersect. When you're willing to take risks and embrace failure, you're more likely to come up with truly innovative solutions that can make that real difference in the world. So it doesn't matter whether you're an artist, a scientist, a writer, anything in between. Remember that your creativity is a powerful tool for driving social change. Use it to find new ways to approach old problems, and don't be afraid to take risks and embrace failure along the way. Who knows? You might come up with the next big idea that changes everything. Now let's talk about communication, okay? Let's delve into that a little bit. Effective communication is another facet of this kind of innovating for impact because it's crucial to driving social change. By telling those powerful stories, by using persuasive language and collaborating with other people, and you need those communication skills in order to collaborate, you can spread your message and inspire action. Have you ever heard the saying, words have power? Well, when it comes to driving social change, that couldn't be more true. Communication is the key to spreading your message and inspiring other people to take action. Without having effective communication, even the most innovative and important ideas can fall by the wayside. Think about it like this. Imagine you're at a party and you meet someone new. They start talking about a cause they're passionate about, but they're not clearly able to articulate why it's important or what people can do to help. You might walk away from that conversation feeling confused or even disinterested in the cause they're trying to promote. On the other hand, imagine you meet someone who tells you a compelling story about how they personally were impacted by an issue and why it's so important to them. They're able to clearly explain what's at stake and the concrete actions people can take to make a difference. You might walk away from that conversation feeling motivated and even inspired to get involved. I think the difference between those two ways of looking at things is effective communication. When you're able to tell powerful stories and use persuasive language and collaborate with other people, you can spread the message far and wide and inspire people to take action. But effective communication isn't just about talking, it's also about listening. When you take the time to listen to other people and to understand their points of view and perspectives, you're better able to build relationships and find common ground. This can be especially important when it comes to driving social change, where there are often complex and contentious issues and opinions at play. For example, let's say you're working on a campaign to increase healthcare in underserved communities. By listening to the stories and experiences of people in those communities, you can better understand the challenges they face and what solutions might work best for them, because the solution you think might work best may not be actually what they need. And that's the kind of collaboration and communication that's essential to creating meaningful, sustainable, lasting change. So whether you're a writer, or a public speaker, or just someone who wants to make a difference in the world, you have to remember that effective communication is crucial to driving social change. Use your words to tell powerful stories, build relationships, and inspire action. And most importantly, don't forget to listen. Sometimes the most important part of that communication is simply hearing what other people have to say. And the real power of all of this is when you take creativity and communication and you combine them. Take, for example, the Fearless Girl. The Fearless Girl was a statue that was placed in front of Wall Street's Charging Bull. This powerful work of art combined creativity, a statue of a young girl standing up to a fierce bull, with communication, the message of gender equality in the workplace, to spark a national conversation about gender and diversity in corporate leadership. The Fearless Girl statue is a perfect example of how combining creativity and communication can spark change and inspire action. The statue was created by artist Kristen Visbal and was placed in front of the Charging Bull on International Women's Day in 2017, right? When we look at this, the statue sort of depicts a young girl standing defiantly in front of the Charging Bull. And that Charging Bull is a symbol of aggressive and bullish nature of the stock market, right? They call it a bullish market when it's an aggressive market. The message there was clear. Women are just as strong and capable as men, and they belong in leadership positions in the corporate world. The Fearless Girl statue became a viral sensation and sparked a national conversation about gender and diversity in corporate leadership, and it was covered by news outlets all over the world and became a symbol of the Me Too movement and the fight for gender equality. And I think what made the Fearless Girl so powerful was its combination of creativity and communication. The statue was an innovative and impactful way to convey a message of gender equality, and its placement in front of Wall Street's Charging Bull was a bold statement about the need for diversity in the corporate world. But the statue was also a powerful communication tool. Its image was shared widely on social media and in news outlets, and the message was heard by millions of people around the world. That statue, the Fearless Girl, it inspired people to take action, whether it was speaking out about workplace discrimination or supporting organizations that advocate for gender equality. So if you're an artist or an activist or a corporate leader, remember that combining creativity and communication can be a powerful tool for driving change. Use your creativity to come up with innovative ideas and your communication skills to spread your message far and wide. You know, who knows? You might just create the next Fearless Girl and inspire a movement that changes the world. So let's talk further. Innovating for impact isn't just about coming up with creative ideas or mastering communication skills. It's also about targeting the right audience, measuring impact, and staying true to the message. By doing all of these things, you can make a real difference and drive social change. See, when it comes to innovating for impact, it's not just about having a great idea or being a master communicator. You also know or need to know who you're targeting and how to measure that impact. Let's say you have a creative idea for a social media campaign to raise awareness about climate change. You come up with an engaging message, create visually amazing graphics, and post them on social. But how do you measure the impact your campaign had? Are you reaching the right audience? Is your message even resonating with them? By measuring the impact of your campaign, you can make adjustments and improve its effectiveness. You can also stay true to your message by monitoring the response and ensuring that it aligns with your goals. See, innovating for impact isn't just about having a great idea. It's also about understanding your audience, measuring the effect, and staying true to your message. By doing all these things, you can make a real difference and drive social change. So, where do you start? Look for opportunities to use your creativity and communication skills to make a difference in your community. Whether it's volunteering for a local charity, creating social media campaigns, or developing a new technology, there are lots of ways to innovate for impact. If you're looking to make an impact in your local community, consider volunteering for a local charity or nonprofit. You can use your communication skills to help spread awareness about the organization's missions and goals. You can use your creativity to come up with fundraising ideas or create visually appealing graphics to use on social. I do it with an organization called Whiskers A Go-Go that finds stray cats and makes them ready for adoption. And then my role, I'm one of many people who does this. I'm not the only person by any stretch, but this is what I do. I go to the store where the kittens are being cared for, which is Bushwick Park on Knickerbocker Avenue. If you are in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and you want to go see beautiful kittens. And these kittens are all strays that they're being ready to be adopted. They're not being sold in that way. They're strays they're in the rescue movement. Anyway, so my job, and maybe I'll put one of these cute kittens up in the show notes so that you can see what they look like. Not that you need to know what kittens look like, because I'm sure you know that, but here's what I do. I take pictures of the kittens and then I create original art around the kittens so they look like they might be in outer space or in the middle of this beautiful, colorful vortex rather than being in a cage or a crate, right? I make them look really cool and eye-catching, and then I write up fun social media posts in the voice of the kitten. So I come up with different voices for the kitten, and then I write the social media post in the voice of the kitten. So it lets me use my creativity and art skills because I get to create original artworks, and it lets me use my writing skills, and then those get posted to social to help those kittens get adopted. And I am proud to say that today I have 100% adoption rate on the posts that I've created. Whiskers A Go-Go in general is an amazing group. I encourage you to follow them because they are doing incredible work for the kitty cat population of Brooklyn, New York, and they're amazing. Okay, so let me keep going. Another way to innovate for impact is creating a social media campaign to raise awareness about a cause you care about. As I said, you can use your creativity to come up with that message and those visuals, and then you can use the communication skills to spread the message far and wide. Social media has the power to reach millions, maybe even billions of people, so it's a great platform for driving social change. And if you're more tech savvy, you can use your creativity and technical skills to develop new technologies that can make a difference in people's lives. For example, there are apps that help connect volunteers with local organizations or technologies that can help monitor and reduce carbon emissions. No matter what your skills and interests are, there are lots of ways to innovate for impact and drive social change. The key is to start small and look for chances and opportunities to make a difference in your community. By using your creativity and communication skills, you can make an impact there, but that also sort of ripples out to make a better world for everyone. Look, I understand that innovating in this way takes time and effort. I think, though, the rewards are worth it. I mean, certainly seeing that the kittens have gotten adopted makes me so happy. The cats also, the older cats. Even more so, actually, because everybody loves kittens, but not everybody wants to adopt. an older cat. But by using the creativity and the communication skills to drive social change, we can make a difference in the world and inspire other people to do the same, right? Think of it this way. Like a small seed can grow into a mighty oak that comes straight from my wedding. Your efforts to innovate in this way can have a ripple effect and create a positive impact that reaches far beyond what you might imagine. Like I just said, you start small, but the ripple effects will be felt far and wide. You might not see immediate results, but every small step counts towards a larger goal of creating a better world. And you know me, I always say start where you are, and I always say small steps are still steps, right? That's one of the things that we need to remember about this. Like the story of Malala Yousafzai, right? Let's look at her. And Malala, she was a young girl in Pakistan, and she began to speak out for girls' education. She used her voice to inspire change. And wow, the challenges were immense. And she was attacked brutally by the Taliban, and shot in the head, right? Wow. But her message and determination led her to become the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate, in part because she never wavered. Even after they shot her, even after so much happened to her, she never stopped. She never wavered from her message that girls deserve to have an education. And I'm not saying we're all going to be like Malala, but we can be inspired by what she did and what she stands for and what she continues to do every day. You can make a difference in your own way. And it doesn't matter how big or small your actions are. I think what matters is that you're taking a step towards a better and brighter future. And who knows, again, your innovative idea could be the next viral campaign or work of art that sparks a national conversation about an important issue. So I guess I encourage you in the end to, not be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to take risks. This kind of work requires bravery and persistence, but it can lead you to incredible rewards, both for yourself and for the world around you. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode all about innovating for impact and how we can use creativity and communication and collaboration to do it. I am super grateful that you took the time to be here. And as always, I remind you to, I never say this, but I'm going to. Doggone it. Please subscribe to the show. I would love to have you be part of this conversation. And if you're so inspired, leave a review for the show. That would be amazing. You can also support the show monetarily if you would like. And I would love if you did that. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/IsoldaT, or you can find me on the Patreon. The links to those are in the show notes. If you want to support the show, I would love, love, love it. I would be super grateful for any support that you want to give, whether it's a monthly thing or just a one-time thing. It'd be great to have your support. Until next time, this is Isolde Trachtenberg for the Creative Solutions Podcast, reminding you, as always, to be bold, be creative, and most of all, be kind. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and it would mean the world to me if you told a friend about it. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright 2023. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, keep living what you believe in.